Okay, for those of you guys who still think that autonomous driving is something in the future, I want to demonstrate to you that we already have it. We're almost there. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a trip to downtown Vancouver Masjid, 16 kilometers away. There we go. And the only time I need to touch this wheel is every about 45 seconds. I have to touch this or this just to tell Tesla that I'm actually supervising it, that I'm not sleeping or anything like that, because that's the requirement. Fortunately, with the next update, they will remove that requirement, and the system will be using this camera here. So basically, it will make sure that my eyes are always up front, and then I won't have to touch the wheel. So practically, we could be driving for hours without that touching the little wheel. So okay, we'll go right now and go to autopilot. See, it's recognizing the little bump here in front. And it will take us out to the street, on the highway. It will take a Lionsgate Bridge from North Vancouver to downtown and park right by the masjid. Okay, so it's on the street, it's assessing, no more cars, and it's going to go after the destination. Now, what I have to mention is that I will put it on a full view. So the setting I've placed, there are actually a few settings you can do. One is just to simply go based on whatever the speed limit is, the second option that I've just placed it on is the one that actually the system by itself determines kind of to behave like a human, you know, to speed up when possible, follow the traffic and the environment, whether it's rainy. Right now, as you might see my nut, but it's actually a rainy day in Vancouver as usual. So here we on this intersection, it's analyzing, and it will go forward. So you see when it's blinking here, it tells me that I need to touch this little wheel just to tell the system I'm actually paying attention to the ride and I'm supervising it. This little place, this little corner here, will actually show the route. You see, if I make it to double option, it will show the actual satellite image. Like if you really want to follow up a little bit closer, because you can move it and just predict that, oh yeah, so it's going to go to highway and whatnot. So you can do that. But I'll just keep it for the sake of better visualization to show it as a full screen. This little thing here is showing the actual route, and as you can see, the red pointer is so everything that's up front in blue, it means it's still the trip that we need to pass, and it tells you how many minutes it will take. So we'll arrive there at 10:47. Right now is 10:11, so 37 minutes, 31 kilometers trip. As you can see, it exercises the stops with no problem. Now, what would happen if I would not touch this wheel? So basically, it would start blinking. First, it gives you actually the warning. It would say, oh, I have to fix this camera. First, it will say that you need to pay attention. Apply a little bit of pressure onto the, so technically yes, you can apply the pressure on this like this, but it is a little bit difficult to actually, you know, keep the pressure on it. Just it doesn't work all the time. So touching the wheel actually works the best. Now, for the purposes of demonstration, I will not be touching the wheel at all. I would definitely strongly suggest and advise and recommend that you actually keep the hand, at least one hand on the wheel all the time, because it's still not 100% autonomous, and Tesla wants to make sure that actually you know, you're paying attention, because the system is still not 100% autonomous. It's being developed. Now, the difference with this version is that this is version 12. So version 12, unlike the other versions, is completely coded by artificial intelligence. Now, what happens is that the previous versions were coded by humans, and it had like a 300,000 lines, or more than 300,000 coding lines. With the AI version, it's being coded only by AI. It's really compressed. It has like I'm not sure, like a tens of lines. That's about it. So now each time that I drive, or anyone using the autopilot, the system actually teaches itself. So all the data goes back to headquarters, gets analyzed, and the system just gets improved all the time with the AI self-coding, which is amazing. So we are really in the future already. We don't have to, or we won't have to need coders in maybe 5-6 years. So intersection, it follows the signs properly. So you see, it says apply slight turn for steering wheel, but again, I'm just gonna touch it here, and that's good enough. So here it says full self-driving may be degraded. So usually this happens when it's foggy, rainy, etc. Because of course it makes sense that system is unlike any other company that focuses on using later system, various sensors, radars, etc. It does not basically use a neural network system where Tesla is basically using driving of 8 the vision of 8 cameras, and it processes. You see, someone is just keep calling me. I can't finish it up. Sorry, I apologize. So basically, the trip takes us on the highway right now. Yeah. So I was saying, so we're going to the Vancouver number 1 towards the west. So I was saying that basically the system will just simply record all the videos on photos, whatever's necessary, takes us to the mainframe, analyzes, learns from itself from those recordings, and simply makes the newer update based on that data. Because someone's been calling me, and I wasn't sure whether it actually stops the recording or not, but it looks like it's not. So the usual speed limit on this highway in this area is 90 kilometers per hour. As you can probably see the sign there. However, the system is just simply driving based on the environment. So basically it will analyze the traffic it's in. So if the cars are driving 100 like they do right now, it's going 99 kilometers, it will just follow. It will make some changes. If someone is really speeding behind me, the car will move to the right to let them go, and just go back and continue. On this route, we will cross two bridges. One will go towards North Vancouver, and the other bridge will be basically when we're in West Vancouver, already in the city itself, but then it crosses across the channel. Again, it will just analyze the traffic and make assessment and drive based on that assessment. We have to touch it. So what would happen if I don't touch it? If I don't touch it, it will basically give you a warning. It will blink faster and faster. At one point, if you didn't touch it still, it will start making some noises, and then eventually, if nothing happens, it will show like a wheel in red crossed, saying that you did not respect, and basically it will disengage the autopilot. If it has safe stop, it will stop and put the blinkers on. Now, if you do it, if you have this warning 5 times, then it will just disengage completely. You won't be able to use autopilot or FSD anymore. So you have to be very careful that you always. It happened to me a few times. I think actually I did 3 times, and each time it happens only when I'm in downtown. I'm not really paying attention because I'm in like a just bumper to bumper traffic. Like you completely forget about it, and then you forgot touching, right? And then so immediately like you get a strike. So be very careful. Like when you're on the highway, it's easy, like you always pay attention to that. But when you're when you're really slow in the traffic, then that usually happens. At least it happens to me. So it easily recognizes the truck, so it will always analyze the size of a vehicle, whether it's a truck, whether it's a pickup truck, small cars. Lately, when we're on this like a downtown streets, it will recognize the number of people like better and better. Like it would, if there are like 7 people on the side, it will show 7 people. It's still not perfect, but we're getting there. So each time we use the more we use Autopilot FSD, the system learns more and more. Each time there's some kind of an error where it does some action that it shouldn't have done. Once you correct it, it learns. It goes back, and when you pass through the same area, whatever the error was about, generally it improves and it doesn't make that error again. Or there's an option where you can actually press the button and then you can leave a message to Tesla team to tell them what is it that actually happened and that shouldn't have happened, and then they work on that. They try to improve it. So this warning, it's not always constant, like 45 seconds. Sometimes it could be 20 seconds, depending what kind of traffic you're in. As I said, if it's really just crawling in a slow traffic, it might take longer. But just in general, it's usually 45 seconds internal. So we're going under a tunnel right now, and we're almost out to exit Vancouver. We're going into North Vancouver, crossing the bridge. So you will see now how when these cars are coming in, it will assess whether it will go. You see it just chose to change the lane, so it can let the other cars coming from the other entrance to make it easy. Speed limit is 70 here, but again, it will go based on the traffic flow. Deciding to make a change simply because there is a car behind me that actually wants to go faster, so Tesla is letting it go. You'll see this pickup truck is just passing by, and generally, if there's no more cars on the left side, then it might just switch again until someone is rushing behind, and it will change it again. So it's totally human-like reaction. I should put a little bit of heating to the windshields just to avoid any fog. because it saw the 80 kilometers an hour, it just jumped up to 10 kilometers faster than what it was across the bridge. Deciding to change the lane because the middle lane is slower, so it kind of wants to follow the faster lane. One of the things that is Tesla really struggling with this car, actually I don't call it a car, I dubbed it as a wheelcraft because it's really a craft. It's unlike any other vehicle out there. One of the things that Tesla is still kind of trying to figure out is the wipers. It's a little bit strange, but for some reason wipers do not really react. As you can see right now, there's some rain on the windshield, but it's still like not reacting as human. Like I would touch it just to clean it. Obviously the camera doesn't need it because there are 3 cameras right here, but still hopefully they're going to figure this one out. Or sometimes the windshield will work when it's really not necessary at all. So I guess one of the things that gotta be fixed. Okay, so someone wants to pass us, so Tesla is actually acting politely, turns to the right lane, lets the other guys go. Changing lane again because the right one is slow. See, it's slowing. Yeah, it looks like there's a traffic here. As you can see, the line's becoming orange. If it's really, really slow, it will become red. So it's a live traffic, basically, system, which is great. See how long is this like this. See, well, it's not too long. Yeah, it's not too long, and it's not too bad actually. So we're almost going to exit the highway and get down towards the downtown. see, he wanted to go to the right, but this guy was speeding up a bit from the right, and he just chose not to go. So the idea with the coding on Tesla is that it just simply tells the car, do not crash, make it safe for the passengers. So if it needs to take a bit of a time to analyze the traffic, let's say if you're coming out from a small street into a highway or larger street, it will wait until it actually is completely comfortable that it's safe, and then it will make a move. So by now, driving using the FSD Tesla Autopilot is definitely safer than human driving. All right, so now we're going to take off from the highway, and we're getting into we're going towards the downtown. Now, had I not used the navigation at all, basically the wheelcraft would just drive straight, and then what you do, you can just press the turn left or turn right stick, and then it will just follow whatever direction you want it to go. But it will still follow the traffic the way it's doing when you're using the navigation forehand. Now with this new update I'm having right now, it can also sense the radar cameras. So I will give you the warning if it senses a radar camera, so which is a good thing. Touch it again. Self-driving may be degraded, poor weather detected, so we know that already, but that doesn't matter. It can go. It just tells you that be extra careful just in case. Okay, so one thing here, it will go onto this bus lane. And it won't do it now. Wow, it learned actually. You see, few times I went this route, it went to the bus lane, and then from this point it turns to the left. But now you see it learned that it shouldn't have been there, and this is the first time actually it just chose the proper lane, which is great. Now what's weird is going to the right, which is the actual bus lane, so it shouldn't have been here. So I guess no buses. But this, you see, it hasn't ever done this before. It changes to the regular lane, but this is the first time it's done this. I mean, it did it great at the beginning, but then it went where it shouldn't be, which is more important. Like this, over there it was beginning, and this is like full lane. So yeah, this is not right. So it will learn. It learns each time it makes some kind of a mistake. It's a poor weather as well, so now we are going to cross the bridge, and there's a traffic right now because of that. As you can see, it's red, and it's red somewhere up to the mid bridge, and then across the bridge it's going to be okay. And the reason for that is because there are 4 lanes now merging here where we are right now. You see there are some other lanes coming from this area, so there are 4 lanes altogether, and everyone is going into only a single lane on the bridge, because 2 lanes from the opposite side are used, and only 1 is used right now. It changes, sometimes it's the opposite way, but for now we're going to be using only 1 lane. So this is why there's a bit of a stall. We'll have to wait, unfortunately. As you can see, there's so many cars from this side coming in. And we got about 7 minutes. Apparently it's 4.4 kilometers away, the destination. You see, it's because the traffic is slow, this warning doesn't pop up that often like it was on the highway. And this is when it's dangerous, like you forget about it because it's not popping up fast. Okay, great. So the second line has now opened up as well. Yeah, great. So we got 2 lanes forward, which is great. There you go. So we are currently crossing the bridge. And you probably can see Vancouver downtown, the most beautiful city in the world. Slide forward, again, touch the wheel. So everything is blue, so there's no traffic right now. We're just crossing the Lion Gates Bridge. See, expected speed is 60, but again, it will go faster simply because it follows the traffic. It's just being trying to be a human-like. See, it's been going 74, 76. Just follows the traffic gets in. We're almost there, just a kilometer about. Wait for the next update just to get rid of this having to touch this wheel. And that tells you that Tesla is now so comfortable with the improvement of the whole autopilot system. And I am myself, you know, I've really trusted. I literally just relax, don't have any doubts that it will just, you know, turn somewhere unexpectedly, and it hasn't so far. So hopefully it never happens. But you know, it's still not autonomous. But if this is level 2, then really I'm expecting that we're gonna jump to level 4 or 5 within a year. This is insane. Like, improvements being just amazing. Okay, so now we're getting off the city highway, we're getting to the smaller street, and we're actually very close to the masjid here, so it will basically stop, and our trip will be concluded in a moment. So I'm just going to be making these smaller trips rather than, you know, driving for an hour or more, like we've been already having like a half an hour trip. So it's better if I just do different areas. I wanted to show, so you see there's an alley right now, and this is where the masjid is. There's an alley that it will just turn to, and yeah, it will be concluded. I will show separately parking at different areas, etc. So it's really human-like. There's nothing else more I can say. All right, very good. So I think that we're done. And let me see. Actually, I'll let it go here, and I will check to see whether I can actually park here behind this McDonald's. Yeah, you see. So let's say I'm gonna park here. Okay, so let it park. So we're very close to the car here. So it will have to do a little bit of a maneuver to do that. Let's see what it does. Okay. It's really a tough corner, so it's calculating, analyzing what is the best way to go. Someone is coming from behind. So it's taking time. It's fine, but this all will speed up eventually, but it just does a proper analysis in various various type of parkings, because there's a bunch of different obstacles that it need to figure and make sure that the landing is safe. And this is actually perfect video to show to make it as you see, yeah, I want to make it straight. So this is perfect for someone to learn how to actually park for new drivers. There we go. Okay, great. Perfect. So it will stop, turn it off. There we go. And guys, we're done. So this is a 30 minutes presentation. Again, to you guys who still believe or still think that autonomous driving is some distance future, but it's not. We already have it, and it's there. And I will be making different videos that are actually in a different type of environments, using different types of street, alleys, roundabouts, etc. And you will be amazed. You definitely want to buy a Tesla.